What's up guys, I'm Cosmic Comics, and in today's video we're going to be talking about Eyefestation, also known as Z-317 from Roblox Pressure. So Eyefestation, in my opinion, is a super cool entity, and they are essentially a black malformed bull shark with multiple green glowing eyes of various sizes located on its snout and along its body. These eyes constantly produce rays of green light, which Eyefestation uses to hunt its prey. When we encounter in rooms, Eyefestation can be seen in certain rooms with large windows, and they will attempt to move our camera direction towards it, causing us to lose damage over time if we do make eye contact. You essentially need to try and turn your camera away from it, and as I said, it will do damage if you somehow see it or make eye contact to it, and you can also anger it even more if you use your flash beacon. If you use it once, it will cause its eyes to turn red and increases its strength, and it makes it harder to pull back. And using the flash beacon will also make it do damage to you faster over time. If you use your flash beacon again, its eyes will turn purple and its pull will be even stronger, and it will do tons more damage a lot faster. I don't really see why you would really try to use it unless you're trying to get the badge, of course. But I mean, I wouldn't really do it just in a normal game, since it's a bit dumb. I mean, you don't want to make it angrier than it already is. However, what actually is the lore behind our mysterious multi-eyed friend? Well, let's begin. So, from the document, we learned that Eyefestation was a bull shark used for the BUPWM program. This acronym stands for Blow Up Pancakes with Mind, and its name pretty much says what it tries to do. Essentially, the program was an experiment to try and get an individual to kill an enemy telepathically through eye contact. Essentially, this program was an experiment to allow an individual to kill an enemy telepathically through eye contact by beaming a highly radioactive wave through a victim's optical nerve. And it will therefore cause their brain to melt inside their head, and it obviously isn't very pleasant. Though the experiment itself is actually very painful for the person itself as well. So basically, the experiment consisted of gouging out the eyeballs of the patient, placing them in a jar of genetically altered rotten coral for 18 hours, injecting the now rotten eyeballs with 20 milliliters of Z-317, and then surgically implanting them back into the patient. Now, you may think that isn't too bad if they're under anesthetic, but during the procedure, the individual isn't allowed to be put under anesthetic, or any painkillers or any sort of effects that may affect the patient's brain chemistry during the procedure, because you don't want any more horrible side effects than there already are, because the side effects that are already there are pretty bad. However, Z-317, also codenamed Eyefestation, was the first of these successful tests, and as I mentioned, there were still side effects to this procedure, and the most obvious one is probably just having ludicrous number of eyes all over its bodies, and it wasn't actually only on its exterior. Through an X-ray scan, we can actually see that its eyes are also all over the interior, and they were all moving. Another side effect was that the patient would come out of the procedure with neon green pupils in the shape of a cross, replacing the regular circular pupils we normally have. Though not all side effects were seen as negative. An unaccounted side effect is that Z-317 can telepathically force someone to look at it, eye contact or not. However, it is a pretty weak pull, and as we can see in game, we can actually fight back as the victim. And it becomes pretty obvious if you're trying to be cooled or not, since firstly you can see the green lights and you can just feel your camera or your head being turned to the side. Still, the side effect is considered to be acceptable, but agents who have undergone the same procedure are advised to use the telepathic pull if in an emergency, if they need to exterminate a target. At the moment, only 16 agents have actually undergone the procedure, as the modifications are pretty painful. Whilst the whole eye growth issue has since been ironed out, the green cross eye effect has not. So for now, agents that have undergone a BUPWM procedure are given contact lenses to cover up their horrible defects. However, let's talk about what Eyefestation is actually doing during the site lockdown. So apparently, according to their document, 5 hours and 34 minutes into the lockdown, Z-13, also known as Sebastian Solis, opened Z-317's containment cell, letting it free. However, Eyefestation didn't actually attempt to leave the van zone, but instead they stayed around the site and they tried to look through the windows to find anyone to kill. It's currently unknown why it's actually doing this, but it can be assumed that it's probably out of malice or hatred, and Eyefestation has actually already been ordered to be exterminated, so apparently after the lockdown, or once it's been dealt with, Eyefestation will be hunted down and killed. And as I mentioned before, Eyefestation will try to attack you from any sort of window it can find. The only exception is if there are smart mines placed outside the windows. However, Z-317 seems to see any human as a threat and will just try to kill you if it gets a chance. The best way to really avoid them is just get out of the room as soon as you can, and don't use your flash beacons for it. Unless you're trying to get the badge though. I mean, that's acceptable, I guess. There is, however, one more interesting part of their powers I'm going to discuss now. So, during your encounters with Eyefestation, there is a chance you may hear some sort of voice telling you to look into its eyes. Now, these voices may range from a relative, it may be HQ or commanding officer. However, these are actually messages, or I guess voices, sent telepathically from Z-317 itself. So it's essentially trying to trick you into making you look into its eyes, and it actually shows that the entity is somewhat able to read your mind, and actually maybe is possible to look at your memories. It's really unclear how much their telepathy can do. However, that's pretty much all we know about Z-317. To avoid them, as I said, pretty easy. Just look away, don't use your flash beacon unless you're trying to get the badge. But if you enjoyed today's video, do consider liking and subscribing. I am going to be working on a ton more pressure videos to post over the next few weeks. At the moment, I have videos planned for the Angler and its variants. We have Pandemonium on the list, and we have Puddles of Void Mass. I'll probably do like the good people and war dwellers as well. But if you have any entities you want me to do a video on, do comment below. But as always, this is Cosmic Hunts blasting off, and I'll see you in the next one. Peace.